Hello everyone, welcome to a new process video today. I am doing a 6x8 layout for the left side. On the right side, I'm actually doing a 3x8. And this special insert protector is made by Ellie Edwards. It comes already with this smaller pocket here and a larger pocket on the bottom. And so I've already cut the photo I want to use to that size. And I years ago would never have considered this. I would have had to have both pages the exact same size. It just wouldn't work for me. I've grown out of that apparently, so now I like that I have some different size options. So I'm going to include this one. I also already know that in this smaller space, I'm going to put sequins in there, and then I'm going to use my fuse tool to close up the pocket. And I've really been striving to keep this album, I want the layouts to be a little bit flatter so I can fit more, but this just needs sequins, and this size pocket is made perfectly for that. So I'm going to, go a little crazy and add a little bulk here, and I don't even care. And I just love sequins, so there you have it. So I need to pick out the sequins I'm going to use there. I need to find a pocket card that will match for this pocket up here, and then just add some little bits and bobs to the rest of the area. I do have my fuse tool already heating. You need to let it heat up about 15 to 20 minutes. So I have that going so that when I'm ready to do this sequins, I won't have to wait for that. So I've picked out this card as the one that I want to use in the upper left. I like it because not only the color, but it says currently enjoying. And we very much were enjoying this stop in our trip. So I'm going to use that, but I feel like it's a little blank here. So what I've also done is I've gone and gotten my little container of miscellaneous floral items. So I have this thing that I keep here. I'm just going to go through here and see if I can find anything that I can add to this that'll jazz it up a little bit. So I've layered some flowers here, and I think this is pretty much how I'm going to put that one together. However, I think I'm also going to do something I did in a previous video, where I'm going to take my silver metallic gel pen and do just some little lines around there to have it, I don't know, to give it a little more oomph, I guess you can say, just so it won't look so flat. I thought about putting some foam dots behind there, but again, if I'm already adding sequins, I want to keep this side as flat as possible. So I will add the pen and we'll just see how it looks. So I added a little bit of the glitter pen there, and I'm hoping the camera will pick it up if I do this. It's a little hard to tell, but I've got some in about 4 spots on the pink one. I just did little dots on the yellow in the center there, and then over here I did 3 different little lines, and I'm going to leave the greenery alone because I don't think that needs anything sparkly. So now that one is done. I haven't decided what else I'm going to do here. I do have some dead space that I can work with in the trees here, in the ground through the opening of the door there, or here. If I did this one, I'd be tempted to move stuff around because I don't want to have something right up here in the sky directly underneath the flowers. So I definitely have work to do over here, and I'll deal with that when I need to. But on this side, I want to take a look at my sequin options. And I have a little bit of a sequin problem. I started buying and I kind of couldn't stop myself, so I have a lot. But I have narrowed it down to these choices. So I have this bag. This is from Cat Scrappiness. And I like it because it's got both yellow and white in it already, which is nice. I want to bring in some of that yellow that I used over here. Now, the other thing is that because I'm going to seal this pocket, I had to decide what was going to go on the other side of this in some way, because once this is sealed, I can't change it, and I want to make sure that everything matches. So this is what will appear on the other side, just this beautiful statue, but there is a little bit of yellow here. So it helps me to use these, which I love. So those are for sure. I'm considering the possibility of adding in some of these little beads with it because they're just clear or white. Oh, I think I have a hole in here. Maybe somewhere. Have to check that out. But oh yeah, because I just felt another one. So I'm considering those. Oh, and I've got a runaway one on my table. Let me put these down. All right. Then I have these, which are actually like little fern leaves. These are also from Cat Scrappiness. I haven't used these in anything yet, so I'm kind of excited that I could use them right here. But I do also have these as well. I love these sparkly green sequins, and they're a little bit of a lighter green, so I think they'd match very well with the grass and the trees. So I don't know if I'll end up doing both of these, a little bit of both, or just the leaves. I don't know, but that's what I'm starting with. Then I want to work in some of that pink, and this is hard to believe, but when I went through all my sequins, I have nothing that is just pink by itself. So I'll have to remedy that and go shopping. But until then, I pulled out a mix that I had made on my own of just some dollar store things that I bought. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out just a couple of the pink things that are in here, work them in with this so that it'll pull this in as well. So I've come up with my sequin mix, at least to start with. This is how it looks right now. So I did end up using just the green leaves, not the green sequins. And then I added in some pink. I added in some of those white seed beads, the yellow and white mix, and some of the pink beads too. Not just the sequins, but the little pink beads. So I'm going to start with that and just see how it looks. I can always add more or take out if needed. So that gives you an idea of how it's going to look, and that's probably the right amount because it's going to spread out in there, and I don't want to fill it so close to the top that I can't close it. If it bunches up too much, I won't get a good seal. So I'll shake it down a little bit, but I think that's the proper amount, and then we will do the fuse tool. All right, I've got the sequins spread out where I want them in the pocket. I've got my straight tool down here so I can go along the edge, and I've got my fuse heated up, ready to go. So I am going to press down on the tool as hard as I can on this part, just to keep it flat. And then I'm gonna roll. As you can see, I just use a piece of thicker, cheap cardboard that I have laying around as my surface. That generally works pretty well. You can see I'm not pressing too hard, and I'm just going all the way across the top of the page protector. Put that back on its stand. And then there we go, a perfectly fused pocket. And I love the way that looks. I think it brings in just enough of that yellow that it adds a little pop. I do want to show you quickly too just how it looks on the other side. So that's how it goes along with this photo, and I do think it works. It brings in just enough so that it highlights those colors. So super happy with that. Now I've got to go back to figuring out what else am I going to do with the rest of these pockets. I went back into my travel embellishment goodies stuff here, and I came across this, and in theory I like it, but when I hold it up to here, the space is good for it, but I'm gonna have to cut it off because I don't like the way that looks. But I'm thinking I can just do either like this and then write a little something or stamp in there, or I could keep it where it says remember moments like this and just cut off that little heart in some way and try to make it even. But I just don't like the way it looks with the whole thing on there. But I am going to use that on this side. So I have that figured out at least. Then I think I want to do something over here, but it makes it difficult with the arrangement of these photos because I realized even if I put something like across the trees in that dead space, it's directly across from this, which I don't like. Then I thought, well, I could do something here, but then it's across from this, which I don't like. So it may be that these end up being fairly blank the way they are, which would surprise me. I feel like they need something, but I'm gonna at least start with this and see if maybe that sparks some other thing that I might do there. I've put on the tag and I decided just to clip the bottom there. And then for this open space, I'm going to put a rhinestone on there. Normally I might second guess it because again, trying to keep things flat, but I've already added sequins to this page protector, so adding one of these is not going to make that big of a difference. So when I was off camera, I added the rhinestone, which I love. So this one is pretty much done. And then I decided to make some changes over on this side. So I moved some things around. I also decided that on this photo, I didn't like all those people that were at the bottom. So I cut it off. I went into my stash, found this yellow piece of paper, cut it down to a 3x4, and now I have this, which I love because it just shows the tops of the building there. I assume that's a church. Yes, it's a church. Peeking out from behind these trees, and you still get a lot of the greenery, which I like. So I'm going to do that, and then I picked out this washi. It's that dark pink kind of fuchsia color, and it has stem pattern on it with leaves. So, I mean, seems pretty perfect to me. So, I'm going to, if I can find the start of this here, there we go. Just tear off a little bit of this to overlap on the top of the photo. Like so, and then I'll add it on there. And I'll see what I think. How about that? Let's put it up together. All right, I think that works because here you've got kind of more of that reddish tone to it, maybe a little orange mixed in there with it that still matches this, but you've got the pink that goes with that. Lots of green. You know, now I feel like maybe I need something else there. Maybe should I add a flower or something just to overlap the washi to bring that in? I know I have more of these. Let me look. I couldn't find another flower that was the right color or size that was from that same set, so I'm not going to do that. I'm wondering if I should just stamp something like in the upper left, just above the washi, to bring that in, and then it brings in kind of the black from the ironwork here and just grounds it a little more. So I'm going to look for a small phrase stamp and just see if that will do. I have this stamp set, and I think it's an old one from Citrus Twist, and it just has this stamp that says beautiful. So I'm going to take that one and I'm going to stamp it right up there. I did finish the stamping. There you can see it says beautiful. And I think this one is done with the rhinestone and the sequins already in there. I don't think I need to add anything else like for the bling effect. I've already got some sparkly stuff happening over here. And now I've got all the photos where I want them. So I'm very pleased with this one. Thanks for watching.